Good morning, Andrew here from Back to Health Wellness. It's a nice bright day today. Though I'm in a car park, that's where I normally park in Guildford before I go into the clinic. Um, so I thought I'd record here. So yeah, you can't see the sun, but there's a lot of sun outside. But yeah, I thought I'd record here while no one can see me. I'm not distracted by other things around me, and I can drop this video in. It's a thing I've been thinking about for some time. Um, Driving and the postures we hold while we drive, the patterns we create. I mean, it's huge because I mean, how many people you know drive daily to work? I have to drive from my house to the clinic every day, and I'm doing it for maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, and sometimes when we go away for 2-3 hours. But you'll find that it's a similar pattern we'd hold, whether it's a short duration or a long duration. And like sleeping and like sitting at a desk and like anything that we do accumulatively will have an effect, and thus then become a habit. So I thought without further ado, let me get on to the video today and just talk about postures while we drive. So one typical posture, and particularly the postures that I adopt, I'll have to move this phone around while I show you, is one hand on the top of the steering wheel. So one hand on the top of the steering wheel like this is how I drive typically. Not, some people might look at it and say, "Oh my God, Andrew, it's not the safest way to drive," but I've got good control. So this is one. Another hold would be two hands on the steering wheel. I'm holding this right now, otherwise I'd show you. So I can sit it down here and see if that holds. Yeah, so two hands on the steering wheel, particularly for those that are short drivers and those that are, want to see the dashboard and to look over. So they bring their chair as close as they can, like this. Yeah, bring it closer. There we go. Don't know if you can still see me. Yep, holding onto the steering wheel, and I'll look over the dashboard and drive like this, with the arms close by the side or up like this, and I'll drive like that. That's another posture. Some of us might drive with hand on the steering wheel, but also having, if you're driving an automatic, typically with one arm on our armrest, just like this, resting there, and then of course we can then switch on to the transmission if we want to, but typically we'll just have it resting here like this, so we're leaning off to one side. Some of us with the arm, and I do this too, so I'm not always just like this. Without thinking, subconsciously I'd get my arm up on the window ledge like this and rest my elbow there while I drive, like this, and obviously this gives me a bit of a rest on my arm, something to leverage and just drive without my arm taking too much effort, though it's an habit and it accumulated, it will have an impact, a long-term impact. So essentially all these driving postures, I mean, I'm sure there's a few more that I might have missed out, are fine, as long as we have control of the steering wheel and we're driving and we're driving in controlled way, and get from A to B safely. But the reason why I'm doing this video is because there'll be times when we're driving that we start to encounter maybe neck tightness or neck stiffness or shoulder pain, and we feel this while we're driving and we're not quite sure why. So one of the big contributors to neck pain, or shoulder pain or stiffness in the neck and shoulders while we drive, or in the arm per se, is how far our arm comes away from our body. So the further our arm comes away from the body, the more the muscles of the shoulder and the neck need to shorten to keep the arm in that position. But also an area that we can't see right now, the back of our arm, our shoulder blade, is moving outwards to allow the shoulder to come up like this. So if I'm holding the steering wheel like this, my arm is up, and if I'm resting it here, you can see the muscles in and around this area will have to be in a shortened state to allow me to do that. So even though it may be resting on the window ledge here, or on the door I should say, it is not actually resting, if that makes sense. And over time this creates a tightness, a residual tightness, that will then potentially lead to neck tightness or headaches or shoulder pain or neck pain, and even elbow, because I mean the muscles of the shoulder attach into the elbow, into the forearm, and then into the wrist, and then we go and I spend my time working and doing a bit of massage work and mobilization type work with my arm. Some people go and then type away on the keyboard or use a mouse, and our arm is still moving away for that too. So the shoulder blade muscles then become more tired, they become a bit more fatigued, yes, and then it becomes hard to stabilize the shoulder. The muscles of the front of the chest and the neck will then also start to become closer together, get closer together. So this is how the shoulder posture can change from things like driving. So be wary. I mean, we can't change our driving pattern. That's not going to be easy. We're used to driving a certain way, but be wary about how we're holding the steering wheel. Be wary of where your arm is when you're driving. Those things will bring about an awareness which will help to break the habit, and then also help to break patterns that create the neck and discomfort. And you'll notice these things. This is not just the driving, it's the sitting, it's the standing, it's just being aware what your body is doing, and you will do the things that will affect the body in not such a positive way, possibly in a negative way, for the betterment of being able to do what you need to do. But it's the awareness of what you're doing and how you're doing it that will help prevent long-term problems. So just to summarize, very simply, if you're one of those obviously that hold the steering wheel in a certain way and the arm comes up, try and keep it down by your side, and that should help to prevent or eliminate issues with the neck and the shoulder while you're driving, and the back. All the best. Hope you enjoyed that. Until next time.